Read the scarf dress instructional PDF, page 28, for full instructions on how to adjust the bust to fit your cup size. First, measure from the waist notch up to the first side notch parallel to the grain line. Mark the distance between the two. Next, draw a line on the dress front where the first notch is, perpendicular to the grain line. Now, cut through that line. On a piece of paper, draw a straight line about 9 inches long, and then a line 90 degrees from that line near the center. Now, an inch down, draw another line parallel to that line. Lay the dress front on top of the piece of paper, matching the fold line to the first line that you drew and the cut line to the second horizontal line. Trace the dress about 1 inch below the line. Now lay the top piece of the dress front on the piece of paper, matching it up with the lines. Trace the side 1 inch above the cut line. Cut out the segment that you drew about 1 inch above and below the horizontal lines. Now blend the sides to merge the gap. Next, take the dress front top and bottom and tape them onto the piece of paper, matching up the lines. Cut the side to blend the edges. Cut a notch at the bottom of the added segment. Now, take the main fabric back dress pattern piece and use the first measurement that you marked on the front piece. Measure up that amount from the waist notch and mark. Draw a line from that mark perpendicular to the grain line. Cut the piece along the line. Now, take another piece of paper and repeat what you did on the front piece. Now we're moving on to the bust pattern piece. Draw a straight line across from the center notch perpendicular to the grain line. Draw lines 1 inch above and 1 inch below that line. Cut along the two lines that you just drew. Take another piece of paper and fold it in half. Draw two lines perpendicular to the fold, 1 1/4 inch apart. Lay the center and top or bottom piece of the bust on those lines, matching the fold lines. Blend the space between the lines. Cut out about 1 inch above and below the lines with the paper still folded in half. Use a tracing wheel or pins to transfer the horizontal lines to the bottom layer of paper. Now carefully cut along the fold line so that you have two identical pieces. Mark the transferred lines on the piece of paper that was folded under. Tape the marked pieces of paper to the pattern pieces, making sure that the straight edges all match up. When you're finished, your pattern pieces should look like this.